Hello. Hi, everyone. Coming into do a few readings today, pull a few cards. Let's wait and see who we have today on this beautiful Boxing Day morning. So I'm just going to wait. Let's see if we have anyone. I see one person. Okay, we don't really have any. And so I'm trying to see if we're on. So we are live on YouTube. I can see that. I hope we're on Facebook. Good morning. I did have an amazing Christmas dinner. Oh, yeah, and I'm on Facebook. Good morning, Shiva. It was such a good turned out to be such a good Christmas day. Um, so I'm just bringing up on my phone too so I can see. We're just letting people come in. Good morning. We have Ellen and Glenda and MJ. I was just gonna say, MJ, were you not just on YouTube? Rose, good morning. All right. I bring it up on my phone because it's easier to see the comments on my phone. And I had to hang up on my husband. I had to hang up on my husband so I could come in with you guys because he called right before I was coming in. Good morning, Brenda, Ellie, Danielle. Good morning. All right. Maybe it's not easier to see on my phone. Okay. We're just getting in. We're just letting the room fill up. So no worries. We haven't gotten anywhere yet with moving into our day. We're just starting out. So today we have the sun is in Capricorn. We have the moon in Pisces today. We have a lot of Pisces energy going on. We have the moon in Pisces. We have Saturn still in Pisces in its last degree. It's going to be leaving. And Pisces, if you're a Pisces, you won't have to worry about Saturn coming back into your sign for a very long time. We also have it leaving Neptune. So Neptune is also leaving Pisces. So Pisces, you're going to be moving into a whole new energy, and so is Aries. So for the Aries people coming up in the new year, is you're going to see the big shift of Saturn fully settling itself into Aries. You're going to see Neptune moving into Aries, and that brings about some big changes. I think the early degrees of Aries is very much affected by the Neptune. Yeah, Lindsay, how were you not following this page? We've just had that discussion. So Lindsay, I'm going to be posting all of the yearlies on YouTube like I used to always do. And then I post the big yearly one. So I'm going to post all the ones for the zodiac signs. I got a couple done. I'm just trying to get enough done so that I can kind of launch, say, 5 or 6 at one time. Um, And then the personal ones, I haven't decided whether or not I have the energy to do any of those. I'm hoping. I've been contemplating it. Before Christmas, it was a hard no. I wasn't doing any of those this year. And now, since I've had a couple days to rest, or I don't know if I call them resting, it's far from resting. It's been stressful. But now that I've had a couple days to contemplate and think about it, it's a possibility. So it's back on the table. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to do those. And it might be because the energy is also shifting. Brenda, good thing for Aries, I hope. My son's Aries. He deserves happiness. Um, yeah, it's definitely brings about some it's definitely a big year. 2026 is a big year for Aries. There's much that influences us though. We have to look at our whole natal chart. Then we also have to look at our lunar. Like it's a bunch of tools that we kind of put together and we see. And so it depends. And then of course it all depends on our choices and what we choose and if we choose to, really truly move beyond our past. Right? We can't change the past. It's to kind of reclaim ourselves from the past, to free ourselves of the past. That really makes a difference. So, what I get one every year. I know, I know. It's not off the table, Lindsay. Be good. Behave yourself. Good morning, Emma and Patsy and Jaden. Good morning. Uh, Pisces is your sign. Yeah, so you're moving through, and Ellie, you possibly I'm thinking about age-wise. I think you may have been going through, like, your Saturn return kind of energy as well, um, and you might be coming through that as well. Good morning, Colleen and Camille and Karen. I think I said good morning to Brenda and Danielle, but Vanessa, good morning. Okay. So, hello, everyone. Hello to everyone who's watching. I said on Christmas Eve that I'd be back on Christmas Day to do some readings. I'd never intentionally told a lie. My plans changed, and I ended up at my dear friend Anne's home that's just over the hill, just on the other side of the road. Um, and so I ended up going to their place and having a Christmas dinner with them, and I am so glad I did. So glad I did. It was so wonderful. So wonderful. Good morning. Jaden, you are an Aquarius. So, well, we have the Pluto and Aquarius energy. But this year is so 2026, there's a lot of air and a lot of fire. So, yes, Jaden, this could be a year of kind of great change. You know, those dreams you've had in your head, but you haven't brought to life, Jaden. There's a good opportunity that this year you may see, you may be able to really make things happen. This is a year to really possibly be able to see those changes, make things happen, create your own destiny sometimes, right? We have to go the extra mile. Sorry, I'm fixing my camera. And so, Jaden, this year, you pretty much have that energy to kind of go the extra mile, to put, you know, effort into the passion, knowing full well that there's a really good opportunity that those dreams that you've had can really truly manifest into something really profitable. I want to say profitable for you. So, Jaden, I'm going to actually start with you since I was talking to you. And I'm going to pull a card for you to go with this. But it feels as if it's profitable. Like this can be a very profitable year for you. Like you could really advance in some areas of your life of where you haven't been able to fully make things come to life. And I feel like this year for you, Jaden, you're going to start to see some of those changes. I also see you finally kind of really kind of anchoring in or settling in. It's almost like that, that radical self-acceptance that we have to do. It's the same type of thing, but in a bigger scale, like on a world scale, like in that sense of just accepting life as it is. This is life, so I'm going to make the best of life, and I'm going to make the best of my life, and I'm going to really live my best life. And that's what's really coming up for you, Jaden, as I've got reading glasses on, is I just feel like this is going to be an opportunity for you to live your best life. So we do not let the we do not let the inner judgment, that self judgment, that self prophecy of this is the way things went in the past and I'm afraid it's going to repeat itself is really moving beyond the past and saying there's, the past and how we see the past begins to change when we start to make new choices. We start to make the choices that make us feel empowered inside of ourselves. And so for you, Jaden, I really see this sense of empowerment. And so I pulled the first card of the deck. So this is the first card of the wisdom of wisdom of the House of Knights. Of Night, the Wisdom of the House of Night. That's the name of the cards. And so this is the first card. You know those burning desires, those those moments in our lives of where, we're just like, oh, I just wish. But you just know you want something so much. It just feels like this is where you're kind of really beginning to come to life. Like really beginning to live your life and really looking in and almost like making that dedication to going the distance. Not start and stop, start and stop, start and stop, but consistency. So the one thing that's being asked of you this year, Jaden, is to really use consistency. You have to make sure that you are working with consistency, that you stay committed to what matters the most, and to really acknowledge like any temperamental changes or any temperaments that may rise, and really acknowledge what they are. What am I really feeling now? What is really happening to me right now? What am I creating within myself? And so, really pay attention to that this year, because it's time to resolve that. It's time to mature that part of ourselves and just say, this is like hot temperature, right? It's like water running too cold and water running too hot. It's about getting it the right temperature. So it's about finding that right place within you to be able to finally like really settle into you. And Jaden, that's what they're giving to you. So I hope that helps you somehow. So thank you. All right. So let's see what the cards have to hold for some other people here. All right. Let's see. Who wants a card? Who's just, you know what? Feel free to sit here and not comment. And if you don't ask for a card, I'm not gonna be. I chose Jaden because I was already talking to Jaden. But you don't have to. If you want to just sit and enjoy, don't worry about being pointed out. If you're just watching, if you want to sit back and enjoy it, ask for a card. I'm gonna choose as many as I can in this time that I have to spend with you. Um, and so yeah, Mary Young, you're Aquarius too. And Merry Christmas to everyone who's joining in. Okay, let's see. Let me look. I gotta look. I gotta look down here on my phone. Sorry. I'm not looking away from you guys. I'm just looking at my phone to see. Hmm. I lost it off my phone. Okay. So let's go with Brooke. I would love a car. A car. I take it. I'm taking that means you would love a card. So Brooke Julia. Brooke Julia, I am choosing you. Your post stood out to me when it said I would love a car. So I am choosing. I'm going to start there with you. Um, so Brooke Julia, let's start with you. And then I'll tell you who I'm going to go with next on the list. Uh, so then I'm going to go with Brenda Sinclair Paul. So that's going to be my first two. We all want cars. Cars for everyone, right? I always say, so this is how I put in my manifestation, like of what I want. It's like I really want to see that vehicle sitting in the driveway. Like I don't even have my own personal owned vehicle per se. Like I sold my truck a couple years ago, and I said, "I would love to have this. I know what I want. I know I want this Jeep, and I know I want the big Jeep, and I want it to be the hard top convertible. I want it fully loaded. I want leather seats, but I don't want the loan. I don't want the loan. I don't wanna owe for it. I want the cash to buy it." So, instead of asking for a vehicle, I asked for the money. I asked for the money to start flowing in that gives me the opportunity to buy the things that I can just go buy what I really need in the moment, and I can help all the people that I wanna help. If that money is available, then I can help without having to try to rob Peter to pay Paul type of thing. And so, how we ask and what we ask for is like, so ask a little more unlimited. Be brave in your asking. Be brave in your asking. Okay, Brooke, let's see. I'm going with my cards with the Everyday Goddess Oracles. And you got the Awakening. You have Delilah. And Delilah is really speaking of, she's a nine, so she's the power of threes. And it's like, and so what she's really telling you is, sometimes our feet are kind of tangled in the weeds of the stories of our past or of our families or of, the the values or the ways our people around us live their lives or do their things. But there is also doing things our own way and living life our own way. And so there's this fine line in our choices. And when we make choices, we don't know if they're the best choice for us. We just know that we're at a breaking point and we have to make changes. We have to make choices. And sometimes those choices that we make, we have to look at where we made those choices from and what version of us made those choices. And if we're making choices from the fear, then we're not really looking at the full perspective. If we're making choices from a place of knowing faith and a place of confidence within ourselves, is that we know we're making the right choices. But as you're moving forward into this year, it's just saying that, it's time to do life kind of your way and not based upon the fear stories. And so it's not about being the rebel to everyone else that, hell yeah, I'm doing what I want to do and no one's telling me what to do. What it's saying is there has always been something telling us what to do. And that's our fear. That's our mind. And that's our mind's ability to create stories, to create enemies, to create chaos, to create drama. And it's because of a lot of it comes from our conditioning. It's what we have, the environments that we've existed in, and the environments we put ourselves in. And it comes from our opinions of friends and what friends tell us we should do and who we should be. And then we try to keep everyone else happy. And if we're trying to keep everyone else content and happy by doing the things they're telling you should do, first and foremost, we should stop and look and ask if they're doing all the same things in their life or if they're looking for you to live their lives through you. Right. And so this is like a smorgasbord for you of all of this information that has been kind of consuming you, right? And so there's this consumption of energy that is like kind of always kind of pulling you down when you're trying to rise up. And so this is your year, this is your time, remembering that you have a beginner's mind. It's still in maiden. You're not in crone energy, you're in maiden. And it's where you are starting kind of fresh with things and you have to self-discover, self-awareness, self-knowing, not someone else's self-knowing, but your self-knowing. What is it I know about me to be true? What is it that I know about my life that I know to be true? What do I really want to present to my out into the world or for myself? And am I tired of trying to play the role or be the person that fits in or blends? I feel like it's really the time for you to really let your wild, weird, and wackiness out and be you, like be all of you. And so there's not a lotus flower, which normally would be coming from the water. It's actually like tiger lilies floating in the waters because, just because it's supposed to be one thing or one way, it doesn't mean it's meant to be your way. And so you're here this year to really, truly look at where you're making your choices and your decisions from. And if they're coming from the right place, and if they're from your thoughts or if they're from the thoughts of other people that are spoken out in words. But it's an absolute kind of year of where you're really bringing things together and you're coming together. Like, I just see this beautiful togetherness that's happening with you and just kind of really getting it. And so it's kind of your year to do things your way and not the way of other people around you, your way. And really trust in what your intuition's telling you and not in what fight or flight, freeze, like not in what those that parts of ourselves are telling us, not from survival mode, not from escaping, but from staying with yourself and really getting to know why you do the things you do and how you do the things you do. And it's a year to really get to know that part of you. And so you're coming up, right? And so your choices is what keeps us up or sinks us. And so there's a fine line between right and wrong and this and that. And so sometimes you just got to take a chance. And this year you have to take a chance on you. I send you so much love, Brooke. Have a beautiful year. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going with Brenda Sinclair Paul. Brenda Sinclair Paul. Let's start there. Okay, Brenda. Let's see what the cards have for you. You are so welcome, Brooke. Okay. Brenda. Let's see, Brenda. First and foremost, Brenda, I want to say make some things about you first. Stop putting other people in front of you. You have this tendency to feed the light of other people, but you don't feed your own light. And that's the card that came flying out too. So this is Rose. I love Rose. Rose is actually in all of my cards. So Rose might not be a face, it might be a flower that you'll see, like the backs of my cards, all of this. And so this represents the divine mother, our divine energy, our own purity, right? And so feeding the light of others and neglecting to feed our own light doesn't make us, the good person. It makes us a doormat. And we're not here to be a doormat and to be exhausted and tired all the time. We're here to also know that we have a soul, we have a spirit, and it needs to be fed. It needs to be fed light, it needs to be fed joy, it needs to be fed the good things. We're here to really to bloom and blossom. And we're not going to be blossoming all the time. Don't worry. We're not roses are not always blossoming. It's seasons, right? We go in seasons and we go in time. And helping yourself does not mean that you're no longer helping other people. It's not a selfishness. It means that, and it's don't mean you're focused only on you and saying I got boundaries up now and I got everybody pushed out. That's not healthy living. That's escapism, right? And so the healthiness of this is really recognizing that I quickly will jump into action and make sure everyone else's needs are cared for. But when it comes to my own needs, I quickly say, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. And that is kind of the conditioning, the programming. Your kind of energy this year is speaking to you in a way that's saying, this is the year that you need to start paying attention to where you do that, who you do it for, and what happens to you every time that you are giving from that place. Because there's a little nagging voice inside that goes, or I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. Why am I so exhausted? Why am I so, I don't understand why I'm so exhausted. I wish I could go for a walk, but I don't have the energy. Well, where did all my energy go all day? Where did I put all of my focus all day? And so really looking at where your energy is going, what you're putting your focus into, and how over focused you are on somebody else's life. And then we have to also look at the choices other people are making for where they are and for the choices they make. And so this is a year that says it is a year to feed your light and really knowing that we have this divine expression within us that needs love, it needs attention. And so also giving that love and attention to the areas that you're neglecting within your own life. It could be the relationship with yourself. It could be the things that you've wanted to do for years that you've put on hold. And now it's time to start doing those things for you. Start making yourself this, the same priority as you make everyone else. And that your needs are going to matter. And you're going to see a shift come in your life that's going to turn things around. That if you start looking at life from that perspective, is you start to feel more satisfied, more nurtured, and as if your life is being filled with good things. It don't mean life still doesn't come with challenges, but some of those challenges we can do nothing about. So running around in a tizzy is not going to change those things that are out of our control. What's in my control? And how and where can I let go of control and holding on so tight, right? And so freeing ourselves. So that's the card that I have for you. I hope that inspires you somehow, Brenda, to really pay attention to your light, to feeding your own light, to nurturing you, your needs, your health, your well-being, everything in your life. Not on the back burner. You're not going on the back burner. Okay. Hello, everyone who's joining in. It's so nice to see you. I'm seeing some of you here that I haven't seen in a very long time, and it's so nice to see you here. It's been a long year. You're very welcome, Brenda. It's been a long year, but the year has gone by so fast. It's been crazy, crazy, crazy. So I will talk with you in a bit, but I want to come back to the readings and get to these because I also have to go to town today. If I can get out of here. Okay. Anne Bond. Anne Bond. I'm going with Anne Bond. I'll give the two that I'm going with so it's back to back. Anne Bond and who else did I see that I want to go with? My phone is not showing stuff again. I got it. So I'm going back and forth now. So between Facebook and YouTube. And then Kristen Heights, is it? So Anne Bond and Kristen Heights. Kristen is on YouTube, and I think I seen Anne is on Facebook. So Anne. So we're going to start with a card for Anne, and we're sticking with my cards, and then I'm going to go to Kristen Heights, I think it is. Okay, let's see. Anne. So Anne, this is your card. I just got that song, "Don't Stop Believing." I can't sing it or else if we get tagged. Don't Stop Believing. That's Journey, isn't it? I think that's Journey. I love Journey. But Don't Stop Believing is what I just got. And so I don't know why the Journey song "Don't Stop Believing" if you listen to Journey, but it's just like coming in like crazy, and I got kind of a chuckle with it as well. So I feel like we're being kind of chuckled at. And the card that I pulled for you was Sacred Sarah. And so this Sacred Sarah she is such a powerful card, but yet there's such simplicity to her. And the simplicity really comes in acceptance, right? And so accepting, and one of the most sacred journeys that we take is the acceptance of ourselves, and no longer looking for something else that we have to fix, something else that we have to make right, but being able to just embody what it means to accept. And so, accepting where life was, accepting what life is. And so there's like little twigs that are coming from her hair. She's really a part of nature, right? And it's like too often people look at healing in the way of like, oh, I got to keep healing this or resolving this. No, it's recognizing that, I have to accept me. And accepting ourselves really gives us the opportunity to look at all versions of ourselves. If you look back like a slideshow of the versions of ourselves from the past, right? It's like if we can accept them the same way we accept, say, our children, we accept the maturity is that what we have been doing in life is that we have been growing and maturing. Just like going back to the rose, it's just like the rose that blossoms only at certain times, right? But this is, when something is sacred or when we're stepping into a sacred journey, we don't have to share it. We don't have to share everything with everyone. There's some things that we just like to contain and hold in ourselves. So when other people are quick to tell you what's wrong with you and you need to fix that, you don't even have to say nothing back. Let them believe whatever they want to believe, what they think they're doing to help you. And then you just sit back and you just go, I guess I was a mirror for them today. I guess I was mirroring what they don't want to see in themselves, that they see me as the problem or see that I need to fix something about me. But in all reality, no, I'm really accepting, right? Accepting who I am. And so really looking at it, let's add one more word, accepting who I am today, right? Really accepting who I am today. Who I am today. This is who I am today. I may be someone different tomorrow, but who I am today. Who I am today. And so um it's that sense of not having to improve, right? We don't have to improve something, we're growing. So instead of improving, I'm growing. I'm growing. And the more that I come to know through myself, not about myself, the more that I come to know through myself is the more that I begin that I can accept that to be true, or I don't accept that to be a truth anymore. So when you stop accepting the crap we believed for too many years, such things as, I'll give you a simple one, it's like, oh, you need to lose weight. Like I lived with that my whole life. My whole life is, if you only lost 10 pounds, if you lose 10 pounds, we'll get a new pair of jeans. Why did I need to lose 10 pounds to get a new pair of jeans? Right? Like, so when you start to look at those things and you start to look at the acceptance. So when I went in for my sleeve surgery, I never told anyone I was in the program for probably a year and a half, 2 years before anyone besides my daughter and my best friend knew. And no one else knew. And I kept that so quiet because I didn't want any opinions. I didn't want anyone to know. I didn't need to know anyone else's story. This was my story. It was my journey. And I think, Anne, that's really it for you, is that part of accepting is really just, it's that moving through you, right? What's moving through me and who I am today. And so you're being reminded that this is what your year is to be, is to really step into the spirit of sacred. Imagine spirit, imagine sacred, imagine there being a spirit called sacred. And it's like a guardian, it's like a spirit guide. And that spirit guide kind of gains a body and an energy and an entity about it. And then it starts to communicate to you. And when you start to make that connection to that, and to that spirit of sacred, is that you start to see sacred as life, and you start to see into it, and you start to see its beauty, and you start to see its purpose. There's a purpose for the sacredness, and it's really speaking to you right now. So that's what they want to give you. You're beginning the journey with sacred. What is sacred, right? And treating my sacred as if I can keep it in a little locked little box and I can just let it out when I want to see it, when I want to experience it. And so, yeah, just there's nothing to fix. Imagine that, right? Because you're not broken. There we go. Kristen. Kristen Heights. Let's see what we have for you today. Okay. I'm just sorting through as I'm disconnecting from Anne and connecting into Kristen. Okay, Kristen. I think I'm gonna stick with mine. It's 11:11, Kristen. Right as you said hi, it was 11:11. here where I am. 1111. The angels are with you. Look at that. Look at those power numbers. You really are in you're really in um a moment a moment in time in your life. I feel like you're in a moment of time in your life of where great change is around the corner. And that great change is around the corner can feel very scary at times. We're going, oh my God, that means things are going to change and I'm going to have to, right? It's like, yes, changes around the corner. What does change look like? We don't know yet. All we know is like it's like this big blob of energy that is saying to us that you have change coming and that you are guarded, you're protected through the change, that you're going to get through those changes. You're walking into and through a time of changes. And who and what you are on the other side of those changes is going to be something you're very proud of. You're going to be very proud of yourself. And so a card that came out is awareness of truth. This is Corina. She might look familiar. She wasn't meant to be in the card. She was a Christmas gift to me for from the artist who created these cards. And then we decided, let's put her in the cards. And so she is the awareness of truth. Now she's in full crone energy. And if you can see, there is like a blue light up above her head. And then there is the key and the lock. And so we all hold a key that opens the door to our heart. But sometimes we forget we have the key. And often, what I say is the work that I do is helping people to kind of hand them their key again, to remind them you have the key. You have to put the key in. You have to unlock your heart. No one is any choice that anyone makes in this life is their choice. They are making it. It's not because of you or because of anything else. It's something they're making. They're making whether they tell a truth, whether they tell a lie, whether they do something for themselves, whether they make a mistake in life and then they try to blame you for the mistakes. Whatever it is, it's not yours to own. And the moment you stop trying to own everything is the moment that you free yourself. And the moment you stop thinking that you have to take everyone and everything with you into the next journey of life, you start to let go of the controlling the environment, controlling how things are. So, what you're being told is there is an awareness of truth that is being spoken to you and through your heart that you know you're ready to walk through these journeys, that whatever is challenging you is also inviting you. Whatever's challenging you is inviting you. It's inviting you to see a truth. It's inviting you to be aware of the truth. It's inviting you to make new choices, to make those changes that you need to make. Or that you want to make, not need to make. It's not about need. It's about want. When we truly want, when we know there's something inside of our hearts that we want to step into, it means we're going to have to walk into an unknown. And a lot of this energy shifts that we have happened, we are moving into energy and times that we have not seen in 4,000 years, 9,000 years, like in years, centuries, lifetimes that we don't even know. So we're all like newbies moving into this new energy that's coming in. We don't even know what the world is going to look like, what people are going to look like, how people are going to be affected by it. It just is. And life is just happening with or without us, right? It's happening. It's going on. It's moving. Making no choice is a choice. We're choosing to stay where we are. But change is coming. Either which way, Kristen, there is change that is there, and you're being invited to kind of walk through it. And it begins with the awareness of your truths. Really sitting on your own throne and just saying, what do I value the most? And what do I need the most? And I always say one of the things that I value the most is honesty. But then when you have to look at yourself, you say, where am I not being honest with myself? Right? And we have to see that honesty or integrity, right? Like whatever that is, we have to see the depths of it. So you're being invited to really become aware of the truths, and what we accept as truths, and to be very aware of you and who you really truly are, and the potential that you have to really break into a new area in your life, to do something kind of off the rails, off beyond the expectations of what you expected of yourself. So it just feels like it's something really good. It feels like you're moving into a time of where, you know what, I'm going to do something that makes me feel very alive in myself and feel very happy in my life. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know where it's coming from, but the energy is there for it. The potential is there for it. And so it is going to be a year that's filled with a lot of potential for change in your life. And we can stay stuck. It's a choice, right? But it's like it's a potential of change and the energy is there. And so everyone is operating on their own free will choice. People do what they want to do and they do it by choice, right? It's like, why did they do that? Because they wanted to. But what little entity inside them wanted to do it, right? And so when we can be that honest with ourselves, then we can also make our choices in in the light, uh, and by being very honest with ourselves. I'm very curious about what this is going to be, and I know the guides are chuckling at me because we're not meant to know it all. Um, and so, yeah, potential for change. That's what your year is, Kirsten. It is so full of potential for change, and good changes are on their way for you somehow. So, thank you. Tenny, I think my key is broken. Your key is not broken. You may have had to change the lock. Maybe you had to change the lock because maybe you had this wide open door that was just like it was like a free space for everyone to come in and party and to leave a mess and leave again. So sometimes, Tenny, we have to look at it like that. Maybe you left it so wide open that you gave everyone the opportunity to walk in, have a big party, leave a big mess, not respect you, not respect your space, not respect, your boundaries, and then truly just walk out. And when you speak up or you stand up for that truth, then people walk away. And so keep standing up and speaking that truth and let people walk away. That's kind of like because they're not your people, right? People who say, "Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I didn't realize I was doing that. I am genuinely sorry. I never intended that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry you felt that way. I didn't even recognize I was doing it." Because we all have those imperfections about us, but that's the people then you want in your life. The people that can take accountability and responsibility for theirs and apologize, not saying you're not going to get some magical new person out of them, but they recognize and then they make changes. So yeah, and that's how it's been, right? Walked all over, right? And so you gave people the freedom. And sometimes you gotta just because just because when we just because we love somebody doesn't mean they have full reign to to mistreat us, right? And so we have to really look at that in a way of saying, if I'm going to really truly honor uh, respecting myself or respecting others, is that I have to take that to be something very serious. And respect is it's like a ball that blows open and all this light comes from respect. And then it's like respect comes from all directions and goes out in all directions. And so yeah, so working on that sense of for because I respect you, I'm not going to speak to you that way. But because I respect me, I'm also not going to allow myself to be spoken to that way. See the difference? Right? Because I respect you, I'm not going to speak to you that way. But because I respect me, I'm also not going to tolerate being spoken to that way. So when you can speak to me in a respectful way and we can have a respectful conversation, then my heart is available. I'm available to have that conversation. But I'm not available for this, right? And so that strengthens us. That is strength, and that is integrity, right? And that's what strengthens our integrity, and that's kind of how the divine works. We don't get to walk all over. We don't get to take our muddy boots and go into spirit world and get into heaven and dirt up heaven and go in and rearrange it and change it to make ourselves comfortable. That ain't happening. We can't even take our human energy into spirit world. We try entering to that frequency with who we are. We can't get there. We can't get there. We cannot use this lower frequency, our emotions, to get up there. We stay down here then. It's when we can move beyond. So we have to be able to move beyond in order to get to that place. Because you're not taking your mud, your dirt, you don't even take your ego. That's why you drop your human suit when you leave here to go home. Your soul don't need your human and your human bullcrap out there. It doesn't need your ego. The ego's here on earth to keep us moving. And when it's a healthy ego, it's here to motivate us. When it's not in a healthy state of being, it's a driving force into a constant chaos and storm. Yeah. So there you go, Tanny. I hope that helps you somehow. There's your reading. uh, right? I'm glad you're getting something from that as well, Claude. Or anyone else that's getting something from there. Okay. I'm going to go with Felicia. Felicia Anthony. Let's go with Felicia, and then I'll tell you who's next. Because trying to go back and forth to YouTube as well. So Priscilla, I don't know what, Priscilla Lamicol or Priscilla, I think it's Lamicol. Who's Scorpio? Priscilla's Lamicol. You're on YouTube, and you are and you're a Scorpio. You'll come after Felicia. I'll pull a card for you after Felicia. There you go. Okay, Felicia. Let's see what the cards have for you today. See, you guys are getting me in the morning. I work in the mornings. I don't even normally book clients in the evenings at night anymore. My prime energy is always mornings, early afternoons. That's why when you're looking at my schedule, if you say you don't work nights or weekends, I work when I have energy. That's how I work. I work when my energy is at its prime. Okay. Felicia, you got the Eye of the Beholder, Queenie. Oh, you got two. Another card fell out on the floor. So, Eye of the Beholder, Queenie was the first card that came up. The other ones is the Fragments of You. So I feel like we have a bit of a story happening here. And so this card really can represent, it's 32, it's in the crone. In the crone energy, we begin to really embody and accept our good, bad, and our ugly. We are not going to be liked by everyone. We're not going to be able to please everyone. We're not going to be loved by everyone. And it's really learning the power of that acceptance of what we believe, what we were told was our ugly side, right? And so, or maybe we do have a hot little head or a reactive energy, and maybe it's not coming from my past. Maybe it's coming from my soul. Maybe it's a part of my innate characteristic. Maybe it's something I can't get rid of, no matter how much I try to get rid of it. So it could be hyperactivity. It could be you're just a busy bee person. And if you're a busy bee person, you could be a generator. You could have a lot of fire in your chart. You could be passionate about life. Like sometimes when I'm speaking, I can see like people who are very like sensitive, like shuttering down. And I'm like, oh, I'm not yelling. I can be loud because I'm expressive. I'm expressive and I love big conversations and I'm excitable, right? And so those are parts of who we are. And so Felicia, I feel like this is really the year of really looking in and really accepting your queen energy, right? It's like sometimes we get called queenie because we have these wants or these kind of expectations. It's not that we shouldn't have any expectations. If we treat people well, we should expect to be treated well back. And so it's like being called queenie sometimes, or oh, you think you're better, or you think you're the queen, is sometimes the way to try to gaslight you to be less than. You're not here to be less than. You're here to be all of. So it's not a year to be less than, it's a year to be all of. Be all of who you are, Felicia. Right? Very misunderstood, right? And so because that misunderstood is that you're always trying to get people to understand you. The people that get you, you don't have to explain yourself to. So it's always like you're always taking these pieces and parts of you, or you're always feeling like let down or frustrated by the misunderstanding. So you're always trying to create that version of yourself that people will understand, or trying to tame down those parts of yourself. You're here to kind of remove the stories, remove the things of the viruses of the mind that other people have implanted, that you have believed for too long, and put back together the beautiful sense of self. The fragments you use called hollow, and she is the essence of we are all love in the hands of God, right? We are all loved. We are all loved. We're all enough. We all have that. We all begin with that. And so it's a bit of a return to the innocence of us and the purity of us. And this is a year of you really truly accepting all of this and just letting your heart shine as all of who you are. And who cares if they don't understand you? You're not here to be understood. You're here to live, right? Here to live your best life and your happiest of life. So that's what we have for you. Now let's go to Priscilla. Priscilla. So I feel like, Priscilla, sometimes for you, there's a little feistiness. It's sometimes, that statement, my way or the highway. I feel like sometimes that comes in, but it's not a truth, it's a protection. It's my way or the highway. If you don't like my way, then too bad. And it feels like it was a way, it's self-preservation. It's what it feels like for me. It feels as if for you, you have a lot of energy around you that was created out of self-preservation, having to protect yourself in places of where you should have been safe, where you should have been kept safe. And so I do feel like there's uh, a lot of your persona that's been created has been created around self protection and protecting self. And what you're being told and what the guides are telling you is that you have to remember you are safe in the arms of the angels. You're safe in the arms of your guardians, that your guardian angels are there to be the force that you don't have to be. So it's about softening up your energy, approaching life in a softer way, and letting yourself soften. It's like look around and telling yourself, I'm safe with me. I can't predict everything. I can't I can't go out into the world. So when you look out in the world, it's like I can't walk around just wondering, well, who can I trust? Who can I not trust? It's softening means that you learn that, okay, I'm safe with me. I can trust my instincts to guide me. I can breathe in and I can move beyond and through this self-preservation that has created like appears to be like an anxious kind of energy, as if I'm always anticipating the worst. And what if the best is coming? What if I'm about to see the best of people? And the one area they say that you are naturally good at is with finances, money, caring for your money, taking care of things. So if that is out of alignment, then we have to look at your worth and how you see worth, your self-value. So if I'm out trying to satisfy myself and trying to heal myself through shopping, is all we're doing is we're just creating another drama story. We're creating another chaos, right? And it's not really protecting me. It's not helping me. It's me avoiding my own feelings. And so the universal light of love, Lumarian, is coming in. And notice the angel wings. And she is in her authentic self. She doesn't have to protect. She doesn't have to pretend. And you're really being invited this year to really step into the softness of your authenticity, to not to be afraid to address your own emotions, to really look at, where where I am in relationship to my finances, to my financial, to my sense of worth, and really looking at the world that you have created to, to keep yourself being able to be safe, and that's your world to create. You're no longer in your past, you're right here. And I just feel like it's falling back in love. Like it's the sense of falling in love with you, and when you fall in love with you fall in love with life, and then love finds you. It's the magnet towards love, is that you're going to keep attracting what you're putting out if you don't open up this and let that softness out, right? And so it's like you will attract all things that come from and through love the moment that you start to engage with all of the energy of love, which is self-love, worth, value, those things. So I hope in some way that helps you today. So thank you. Okay. All right, let's see. Who do we still have here? See people coming and going, so I don't. Uh, Claudette. Claudette, are you still here? So I'm going to go Claudette, and then I'm going to go Vanessa. If you, Vanessa, Froze, Froze, I can't see it. Froisi, Froisi, is it Froisi? Vanessa Froisi. So Claudette, and then Vanessa. There you go, Claudette. Let's see. A card fell on the floor, but it's not yours. So let's see. And if anyone is in the Slave Lake area, in Slave Lake, Alberta, we have the big Women's Winter Wellness Day coming up on January the 24th. Tickets are on Eventbrite. And if you're in the Slave Lake area or around, we are at the, if you're around and you want to come into the Slave Lake area, we're at the Slave Lake Inn and Conference Center. So hotel rooms are also available that you can stay there. And it's a full day on Saturday. And it starts at like 9 in the morning, but we open up the doors at say 8:30. We serve breakfast, we serve lunch, and we have 8 people, 8 women that are going to be speaking and sharing tools and our workshop stuff. And I'm one of those. I'm one of those people. So I hope to see some of you there. Okay, Claudette, you got the Master Manipulator. Now, when people see this card, they go, "Oh, yuck!" No, I love this card. So this is the Master Manipulator. This is Mavis. Mavis is the card that says it as it is, and if she doesn't, she kind of is in a reverse energy. And so sometimes we can have our head in the clouds, and sometimes we can be like all caught up in our own war, our own battle in our head, telling ourselves stories. And when we are telling ourselves stories, it doesn't mean they're true stories. It means it's simply a story. It can also mean that we can be a bleeding heart. We can be our own master manipulator. We can guilt and shame ourselves into doing anything. It's amazing. We can guilt and shame ourselves into doing things, such as, oh, well, I got to be there because everyone expects me, or I got to do that because that's what they're waiting for, and everyone needs me. And that is where kind of that bleeding heart kind of comes in. It's like we don't consider our own needs, or we don't consider truth before we jump into action because we're being led by our ability to be guilted into doing something or shaming ourselves into doing or responding. And so she is here always to remind us that, what is that manipulating energy? Why is your head stuck in that story? Where is that story coming from? And it's time to really get rooted and grounded in telling yourself a new story. If I were to tell myself a story of love, if I were to tell my story that it's inspiring, inspirational, who would those characters be? and those characters exist within us. And sometimes we have to really truly find that, and we have to call out our own, that energy that we have, that little version of ourselves that can easily guilt us or shame us, and just say, why am I believing the guilt or shame? Why am I falling victim to that again? And it's like, no, that's not true. That's not true. And that often comes up of when we have like imposter syndrome. And that, when we do something, or we have an experience and we feel really good about it, but then after we're going, oh, I wonder if I did enough. I wonder if everyone had a good time. I wonder if everyone was happy. Blah blah blah. That's rob. That's the thief. That's the thief that robs us. And too often, the thief that robs us is the thing that keeps us from living our happiness in the experience of where we are right now, and in embracing the choices that we have made. And so sometimes we're so busy caught up the in in the experience with what the thief is doing, that we can't see what the light was doing. And if the light has moved us into position, into a new place, a new position, then we're being guided to be there to extract the joy out of those experiences and to enjoy those experiences. So you're kind of being told to get your feet on the ground, get rooted and grounded in where you are. Because for some reason, there's a story you're telling yourself. Did you move to New Brunswick? Oh, wow. Good for you. Yay. So I do hope that this card, because it's coming in the crone energy. So it's just saying, you know what, like really, truly embrace where you are. Don't kind of don't rob yourself of those moments that you get to really truly enjoy your experience, to embody the experience, to take on something new. And don't live in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or I wonder if everyone was happy. I did the best that I can do. I produced the best that I could. I presented the best of me, and that's all I have, and that's all I can give. I'm nothing more and nothing less. And live from that, and that imposter syndrome will begin to just kind of fade away. That guilt, responding from the guilt or the shame, that begins to take a back seat. And when that moves to the back seat, you truly begin to step up and shine. There you go. I'll give you an example of that. I remember going to one of my events one time. And when I got to my events, it was like while I was waiting for the event to happen, all these people start coming up. And they're like, "Oh, I know so and so does this work, and they do this and do that." And then at the end, they start coming up and say, "You know what? They did this when they said this, and this is how they communicate, and this is what they do." And what I've learned to say is, well, that's good. That's so good. But I'm not them. I'm Corey. I'm me. And I'm born this way. So I only know this way to be. And every time I tried to not be this way and I tried to be what other people told me I should be, I was as far away from my truth, and as far away as from my good work as I could do as I possibly could be. So I came back to me. And when I came back to me, I didn't have to be so and so, and I didn't have to be someone else. And I don't have to do the things that they do. I get to do what I do. And that is where my joy sits. And the moment you can honor that and empower that is the moment you set yourself free. It's a beautiful journey when you get there. Okay. You got your tickets, Karen? Good. Good, good, good. I feel like the reading you just then kind of fits with me. Yes. So if the reading feel like it fits to you, claim it for yourself as well, because I'm communicating with the guides. I'm speaking to the oracle. So the readings may be for more than one person. Like it's you if the readings resonate with you, claim them, take them as your own. Okay. Let's see. Uh what am I looking for? I'm trying to see somebody who asked me for a card earlier. Oh, Marilyn. There was a Marilyn here. Seen a Marilyn. seeing a Marilyn, and I wanted to pull a card for you, Marilyn, and I don't know if you're still here. So if we still have a Marilyn, could you just let me know if you're still here, and I will pull a card for you. Yes, there you are. Miss Marilyn, there you go. You are here. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the cards have for you. Ah, thank you, Evelyn. It's learned experience. That's what it is, Evelyn. I learned through my own experience because I I lived through this. I do this. And then Rhonda, if Rhonda is still here, I seen Rhonda Carto earlier. If Rhonda is still there, I'll go with Rhonda then next. Marilyn, let's see. Innocence. You have the card of grace. Innocence. So if you see grace as spirit, grace is light, right? Grace is light. And sometimes we have to show ourselves, we have to let, not show ourselves, we have to open the doors and let grace in. And when we open the doors of our mind and our heart and of our whole being and we let grace in, it frees us. It frees us of our own inner torture, our struggles, what we keep struggling with. And the things that we keep struggling with is often because we refuse to let go. We've refused to quit. We refuse to show ourselves mercy and say, okay, it's like when kids are trying to tie their own shoes and they haven't even learned how to tie their own shoes and they're determined they're going to tie their own shoes. And then you offer to help and they're like, no, don't help me. I don't want your help. I want to do it on my own. Well, you can do it on your own. You can do it on your own once you learn how to do it on your own. But until we know how to do it on our own, we can't do it on our own. So it's the same thing with us as adults. Is grace becomes our greatest teacher. It teaches us to do the things we don't know how to do. And it allows us to return to our own innocence and back to the beginner mind. It gives us the opportunity to free ourselves of trying to keep repairing something, doing something that we don't know how to do. We don't know how to fix everyone's life. We don't know how to make people's lives better. We don't know how to do those things, but the guides do. They know what we don't know. They know the missing ingredient in people's lives. They know what people are missing. They know what we're sometimes missing. And so grace is asking for an invitation in so that you can sit in your innocence and back in freeing yourself of feeling like you have to be the person who solves everyone's struggles, that saves everyone from their own selves. No, you can't do that. I can be a place where people can come and sit for a while, but I can't change the circumstances. And so they're inviting you to really look in at kind of where are they telling me? So they're telling me that like way back when you were young, you kind of were given the role of being the mature one or the parentified or the one who's responsible because I'm this, so you have to be responsible, right? And so because of the responsibility, then this is happening and that's happening. And so once we free ourselves of that and say, well, as a child, that wasn't my responsibility. My duty as a child was to be a child, right? That's my job. As a child, it's to be a child, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less than to be a child. And not to be a grown up, not to be a leader, but to be a child and to be able to grow. And so the greatest teacher we have sometimes is that of spirit. And when we invite in the spirit of grace, is that we actually feel relieved. And so there's relief. There's relief workers, relief that is happening, that is coming in to kind of free you. See, I knew you were I just had a feeling you were the oldest child and that you are not now that Now that you're who you are today, you're not you don't have to keep trying to be that person. So what you're freeing is you're freeing all the energy that's tied to the role you were given as a little child, and let grace move that responsibility. Let grace take that responsibility. Let grace be there to help you move through that. And um, if you're looking for a teacher, that's what I do as well. And so it's grace. Grace is here to is inviting you to just say, I I I surrender to it. I put my hands up. I can't do any more than I do for people. I can't give any more than I give. I have given enough. I've done enough. And now I just have to really start to let let myself be given back to. Let the universe give back to me. And me, I'm responsible for me, but I'm not responsible for any other grown ass adult. They're all responsible for themselves. And that's what they're given to you. I send you so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful new Christmas, New Year's. We're only in Boxing Day. We're in the season, remember? Okay, I don't see Rhonda. All right. Hello, everyone who is joining in. Okay. I'm going with one last person, and I'm going to go with Kimberly Joy. Kimberly Joy. It's 1:11 now. Or no, 1:11. We've been in here for 1:11. Sorry. We've been in here for an hour and 11 minutes. Kimberly, are you still here? You are so welcome, Marilyn. Kimberly, there you are. Okay. Kimberly, let's see what the cards have for you. Hmm. The Eye of the Storm. Serenity. Serenity. And so serenity is a beautiful card, but it's also a card that speaks of illusions, right? When we look at other people's lives through our eyes, remember, we're only seeing the surface. We're not seeing the behind the scenes. We're not seeing deep in. We're not seeing the characters. We're not seeing other things. So sometimes it's so easy to see other people's lives and think, well, how's their lives going so well? Or how's their life so easy? But truth is it really? Or is this is what they're presenting? So people always present to us what they want seen, right? Not everyone wants everything seen, so they present what they want to see. Sometimes if we can see past our own ability to create that illusion in life, is that we can then start to see a deeper truth. We can start to see the magic. And serenity is the magic. When we find ourselves moving through, and this is actually in my post of today, contentment and silence are the two hardest places for people to sit. And when we can sit at a place of where we are content and we stay content and we don't keep trying to reorganize and disorganize and change things around or be disruptive. And when we can sit in the silence and not keep trying to create in our mind, serenity enters. And serenity is, it tells us that it's okay to kind of to present or to sit a certain way or to be a certain way in our lives, and that we don't have to create the illusions for everyone else. If we're honest with ourselves and we're being totally honest with ourselves, it doesn't matter what anyone else sees. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. What matters is that we believe in the magic, that in the place of contentment is when the universe begins to move us. So when we're content with where we are, we're content with our choices. I made a choice, I don't know what it means. Then that's when freedom begins to move this energy through us. We open up a space. And I just feel like you're at this place of where, you you can't live in the illusions. And what you're looking for in other people and in relationships in your life is, don't present to me something that you can't offer me. Don't present to me an illusion of what you're trying to tell me that you can give to me, but you can't give it to me. I want to know and see all of the truths of what you can give, what you can provide, who you truly are, and then I will decide from there what I can accept and what I cannot accept. And so life sometimes feels like a storm when we are constantly trying to see it through the mind, through the stories, through creating stories. And when we see somebody and we see their looks or we see them, do one nice gesture, it doesn't mean that's all of who they are. That means that's what they're doing in the moment. It's spend enough time in the in spend enough time with yourself or with other people, you will eventually see all the things, including what you want to see and what you don't want to see, and it reveals deeper truth. So, what I feel like, so I know they're kind of speaking in riddles here. What I feel like is that this place that you have been moved into within yourself is inviting in serenity, and it's just saying, be content with you, because in this place of contentment, watch and see what's gonna move towards you. And I just keep hearing love is in the air. And so I feel like somehow love is in the air, whether it's self-love, whether it's a relationship love, but love is in the air. And I just feel like you're just being kind of brought to this place of where the storms have ended and you're going to be able to breathe, and the air this the air is clearing, so the smoke and the fog is kind of lifting, and you're able to see truth. And when you're able to see clearly, everything in life begins to fall perfectly into place. So I feel like you're at a pivotal turning point, and 2026 is helping you move into that. So clarity is coming for you. And I believe so is love in so many ways. And that's what I have for you. So it's a lot goes into these messages. Each and every one of these messages, I'm not popping a card and just reading from the book. I'm getting I'm getting those messages from such a deep connection, from such a place where we can all access. It's not that, oh, Corey got the special access. No, but it comes with really, truly the practice of silence and spending enough time in silence that your thoughts stop speaking and guidance begins to communicate. And it's available for us all. It's a practice, and we have to put that into practice. And so meditation is probably the biggest practice, and it's a must. And then the the constant ability to be able to be honest with ourselves, and but not beating ourselves up, to have compassion. So if there's anything that I can invite you to kind of use as your word for a statement for this year is, become compassion in action. And to That's Reiki, that's healing, is compassion in action. But that compassion also has to be towards you, having compassion for yourself as much as you have for other people. So um yay. Hope to see you in the new year. So, yes, my January appointment book is now open. So, you can book with me for January for private sessions. Now available. But also, I have a Sunday morning class coming up in January or February, starts February the 1st, one of my soul revival workshops. It's Sunday mornings for 4 weeks. That's also available. You can check it out on the event page on Facebook or on my website. You can register and sign up for that one now. I'm in Slave Lake for the Women's Winter Wellness. That's coming up if you're available there. And where else? I do have something else coming up in February. I haven't announced that one yet, but if you want to join me on those Sunday mornings, that's a great 4 week workshop. It's every Sunday for 4 weeks. Um, and so yeah, that's what I have for you. And emailed readings are also still available. You can purchase the emailed readings. That's not a personal one-on-one reading, by the way. That's a you purchase it, and within 48 hours, like 2 business days, if I'm not away or something, but usually it's 2 business days. Then from the time you purchase, then you'll receive an email with the video link so that you can download the video reading that you'll get. That's the email readings. They're also available to purchase a 2 card, 3 card, or 5 card. So you can get those on my website as well. My books are all available. My cards are available on my website. There's only two decks left of the Want to Know Secret to a Life of More Than Existing. And then I have lots of the cards that I use today. So the Everyday Goddess Oracle cards, they're available on my website. So that's what I got. And you can also check out YouTube, and I will have the yearly for each zodiac sign. I will be releasing those over the next few days. And then the whole yearly one, they will be coming out as well. So I send you much love. Happy Boxing Day. Happy Christmas season. And thank you. Thank you for being here with me. We'll chat again later. Much love.